So today I want to invite you to explore something with me, a different way of relating to ourselves and, well, to our lives. It's about shifting away from that constant feeling of force and effort and tuning into something more like a livable rhythm, a state of flow.
To start, let's just tune into a feeling that, honestly, we all know. It's that physical difference between holding something back and just letting it move freely.
I mean, really think about it for a second. That moment when you wanted to say something, but you stayed silent. Or a time you just went along with things when you really wanted to be yourself. You can feel that, right? It's not just an idea in your head, your whole body knows it. Now, what's so interesting about this perspective is that there's no judgment. It's not about what's right or wrong. It's just about what it feels like. When you express yourself, things feel expansive. Your breath gets deeper, your body softens. But suppression, that feels tight. It's a quiet contraction, a feeling of being compressed. And that question, well, that's the key right there. What if you didn't have to fight it or justify it? What if you could just gently notice that feeling of contraction? That simple awareness, that's the doorway into a whole new way of being.
So this brings us to the core idea here, something the source material calls paradigm play.
And this is really important. This is not another complicated system to try and fix yourself. It is not one more thing to add to your to-do list. It's described as something much, much simpler. It's about tuning into a rhythm that's already there, inside you.
This is the absolute core principle. The shift is away from trying to force something or fight a symptom. Instead, it's about creating coherence. The whole idea is, if we listen and allow our energetic state, our field, to realign, our physical body will just naturally follow along.
So how does that actually work in practice? Well, it all starts with listening. And not just with your ears, but with your whole awareness, tuning into the different layers of your experience. So first up is the somatic layer. That's your body. Instead of seeing it like a machine that's broken and needs to be fixed, this approach sees it as a responsive, conscious partner. It's like a landscape that's constantly communicating with you.
Just think about that shift for a second. Moving from that worried place of, what's wrong with me, to a gentle, what's here? That change in tone is everything. And you know what? That kind of gentleness can often work so much faster than trying to force anything.
All right, next up, the emotional layer. In this world, tough emotions aren't problems to be solved. Instead, they're seen as burdens or responsibilities that are being held, often with a very real physical weight. Maybe your shoulders ache because you're literally carrying a role you've taken on.
And this question, it's an invitation to what's called a soft witnessing. It's that moment when you feel a familiar weight and you just realize, hey, maybe this isn't mine to carry anymore. It's like the exhale that lets an old story finally dissolve.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. This whole principle doesn't just stay inside you. It ripples out and you can see it mirrored in every single part of your life.
Think about work. Those days you rush in all stressed out and urgent. The whole day just feels crowded and chaotic, right? But when you can arrive with a sense of presence, with a little ease, suddenly you can see what actually matters. The work itself seems to respond to how you show up.
It's exactly the same with our relationships. When we walk into a conversation with our guard up, that space between us and the other person just closes down. But when we show up with real curiosity, when we're willing to just listen, we create safety, we invite a real connection.
And get this, it even shows up in sports. When an athlete is too in their head, they hesitate. But when they trust their body and they're just fully present, that's when you see that incredible flow state. The message is the same everywhere you look. Life is responding to you. It's not a contest to be won.
Now I know this all might sound a little bit abstract, but the way you actually practice this is unbelievably simple. It's centered on something called witness play, and it all starts with a simple pause.
So you know what? Let's just take a second. Let's slow down right here. Together. It just begins with an intention to be here, just for this one moment. Okay, step one, just notice what's here for you right now. A sensation in your body, a feeling, whatever it is. The key is to just notice it without attaching a story or a label to it, just the raw sensation itself.
And then, step two, simply allow. Allow this moment to be exactly as it is. Let your body soften where it wants to. Let whatever you're holding just rest for a breath.
without any need for it to change or go away. And believe it or not, that's it. That is the entire practice. It's not about achieving some state of bliss or figuring anything out. The whole point is just to be present, to witness life as it moves through you. And in this way of being, that is more than enough.
And really, that's the final invitation here. It's not about mastering some new technique, it's just an exploration. What would your day feel like if you met each moment with a little more curiosity instead of constant correction, with respect instead of resistance? What might soften if you just gave yourself permission to listen?